Hello, I'm Solocross, and this is the introductory video to a vast and possibly unending series of videos called Projekt Mork. In the Mork series of videos, we will build the most megaist orc army for Warhammer 40k that the galaxy has ever seen. A warg to end all wargs. All videos in this series will have the acronym MORK in the title to help you sort videos in this series from other videos I make for this channel. There'll be a playlist as well, probably at some point. MORK stands for Mega Orc Wrecking Crew, or something like that, because yeah, what the fifth else am I going to call it? Naturally, if you love orcs and love warg and warging and custom kit bashing and converting, then subscribe and hit the notification bell for more orky gubbins from me in this channel. So this is the aim of Projekt Mork, the building of a 12,001 point orc army, fully painted and wargame ready. Along the way there will be much fun and funky kit bashing and converting, because of all the 40k factions, the orcs are the best for that sort of thing. There will also be painting tutorials, possibly, and some tactical brainstorming, theory hammer, and some battle reports too, as the warg gets bigger enough to do some crumping. I have been looking at building an orc army for some time. So with that in mind, I've been haphazardly picking up the odd thing from eBay as I go along. However, it was not until I saw a video by the miniwargamers where they showed off their massive 12,000 point orc army that I was inspired to do this epic project in the spirit of petty one-upmanship. So I aim to go one better. Literally 1 point better. 12,001 points. And at the end of this video, I'll put a link to their video so you can see the vastness of what I'm up against. The models will only count towards the total if they are fully assembled, based, painted and varnished for the tabletop. All models will be fully painted by myself, if not assembled by myself. I get the majority of my stuff secondhand from eBay, so a lot of the time what I get is fully or partially assembled already by someone else. So that's not going to be part of the criteria. I'm a bit thrifty that way, that's why I get it from eBay. Why pay GW's prices if I can get it cheaper, you know? Another requirement will be that all models must be WYSIWYG Codex compliant with the Warhammer 40k Orcs Codex. Initially I will use 7th edition for legal options and points, but later I may switch to 8th edition if I can pick up the books cheap. I will be using 7th edition to guide my builds because when I first got back into 40k after decades of inactivity, 7th edition was the current edition. I picked up a bunch of the 7th edition codices, again from eBay, and then later 8th edition hit and I kind of lost interest, so I didn't get any of the 8th edition books. So for starters, I'll just use what I have, 7th edition. It may be by the time I have enough to field an army on a tabletop. 8th edition will be replaced by a future 9th edition anyway. In which case it will be just as well to skip it. If you happen to have any 8th edition books relevant to this project, feel free to drop a comment on any options available in 7th that are not in 8th. I am aware that I don't think you can take our boys like a 4+ save. You can't get a 4+ save on your orks, just your boys anymore. Possibly characters as well, I'm not sure. I know this is something I heard in 8th. So I know there's some things like that. But what in particular I would love it if anyone could tell me whether a big mech can still take a shock attack gun and a war bike at the same time as upgrades. Now, this is a conversion I'd love to do, and I already have the bits to do it, as we'll see in the next video. But I could quite like to have to future-proof whatever I do in this project for 8th, if possible. So it might be an idea not to do that conversion if it's not actually something I can do in 8th. So anyway, stay tuned for the next video then, because that's where we'll just don't talk about it. So as it happens, I am not starting entirely from 0, because I have made up these cheeky chaps some time ago. So for starters, we have 27 Slugger boys for a maximum of 2 troop choices in a CAD, combined arms detachment, as they have in 7th. I know it's different now, which contributes about 162 points to the total. So that's just 11,839 points to go. A small start, but from the weedy snotling, the mighty warboss will grow, or may grow. The paint job I have done on these boys is not as good as I might do now, but it is still good enough for a tabletop standard to be included in this project. I've done a few slight conversions here and there too. I wouldn't be sorry if I sold them. I mean, I have them for sale on eBay. So if you wanted to check out the link to my shop there, you could get a souvenir of this project by buying one of them, or a bunch of them. And that kind of works against the project, because obviously, you know, the boys I sell are not available for the project. But as I say, I wasn't 100% happy with the paint job anyway, so it's not terrible, but I can do better now. So I wouldn't be terribly sorry to have to start again with that one. But you might like it. You might it might be nice for you to have just a little piece of this project. Yeah. So the link is in the description. Also, one or two of the funky designs like this one here and this one here are actually available on merchandise too. Isn't that cool? It's mugs and t-shirts and things like that. So you could check out the description for a link for that too. And of course, all purchases help this channel grow, the WOG, and we know that's important now, don't we? It's one of the things you're living for. So stay tuned for the next video in this series, Shameful Pile of Orks, in which we have a look through all the orky stuff that I have collected so far in my pile of shame, ready for inclusion in this project.